I now recognize Mr. Stauber from Minnesota for 5 minutes, my favorite law enforcement officer on the Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You know, when crime increases, whether it's shoplifting and burglary, organized retail theft or vandalism, it's not just a statistic. Small business owners are left to wonder whether they'll make payroll after covering the cost of damages, or whether foot traffic will slow because community members feel less safe walking around, or whether it's even worth their own safety to keep their doors open. We've heard the numbers across the country. 95% of small business retailers report that they have experienced theft, and most say it's getting worse. Nearly 80% of the small business retailers report that their monthly losses from theft are between $500 and $2,500 annually. As a former police officer who served my community for over 2 decades, I take this personally. When I talk to officers and small business owners, the story is the same as we heard in our crime hearing last Congress. Policies from weak-on-crime cities and states are undercutting the people trying to do the right thing and tilting the field toward the repeat offenders. Mr. Wickham, from what you're hearing from small businesses across the country, how have soft-on-crime policies like cashless bail, raised felony thresholds, and lax prosecution changed their day-to-day reality?
Yeah, as I said earlier, we really look at this as a district or jurisdiction by jurisdiction basis. And the criminal elements that we're dealing with are very sophisticated, and they are hitting the areas where they know they will not be prosecuted. So we've been working with individual units of government, whether to be organize and coordinate.
And then when they're not prosecuted, though, what does that do to the small business and the community when the owners know that they can steal $300 because they're $300 or $450 worth of product, and the $500 threshold is there? What does it do to the small business owner?
Extremely demoralizing. The lack of prosecution results in these repeat offenders that we hear about time and time again, whether it be Mr. Harag's story being hit 35 times, or big box retailers being hit 600 times. This is a message that gets out there amongst the criminal network, and we're working very hard to change the laws in all the states to allow for aggregation so that they're not allowed to hit these stores just below the felony limit and then do so on a repeated basis. And we'd like to work with this committee to ensure that all the states allow for aggregation of prosecution.
We just can't be soft on crime. If you steal $350 or $550, they have to be prosecuted and dealt with. As you said, these criminals, they know if there's a small business that you can just steal from. We see it on a daily basis on the news across this nation. It is demoralizing, and it affects people that want to go into a retail business. Why would they want to go into retail business when they know they're going to lose $2,500 a month? Sometimes that's what makes or breaks them to be able to stay in business. Mr. Kaleem, you talk about your coffee shop, and it's a third generation now in San Francisco. I can't imagine what your grandfather and your father and what you are going through when you see this happening, and the officers are saying, my superiors, just let it go, let it go. It's got to be demoralizing. Your customers see that. It's got to be devastating. Yeah. I would imagine that you would probably have more business when they know they're going in there and they're safe as customers, and you would probably be able to hire more workers when you know that it's safe, and in your community that they prosecute. Yeah. Even a cup of coffee, they prosecute. Yeah. It's that broken windows theory, right? Yes. You prosecute the little things, right? Tell us a little bit more what it's been like for you.
Thank you, Congressman. Well, you can thank Prop 47 that was passed in 2014, where our threshold is $950. So you could steal anything.
No, wait a minute. In California,
yes, sir,
your legislators said $950.
Yeah. And last year,
wait a minute. I got to get this right. Yeah. $950 in California, and you don't get prosecuted unless it's above that.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable.
And we passed another Prop 37, which was a Band-Aid to Prop 47 that said, well, now you can do it twice, but after the third time, then we'll prosecute you.
We cannot follow California in anything. This is just another example. Can you imagine? I was a small business owner for 31 years. We could never stay in business. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I yield back.
Now recognize Mr. McGarvey.